Today, I want to talk about the basic broad. Some people say the basic bitch, but I'm not going to go that far because I'm going to talk about some behavior patterns and some attitudes that I have observed in women that are so ridiculous that I think we should discuss them. So, the first thing is to define what a basic broad is. I've noticed in my travels around the internet over the past few years that the term basic bitch is often used, it's used by white folks. Let me just be blunt. They call basic bitch a white, white girls are basic bitches. I don't know who is the one who Columbus that from black folks and turned it into something that they say is for white folks, but whatever. But their use of the term and what they call basic are extremely different, at least different from mine. So I'm going to talk about what I think basic is. You may or may not agree, and like I always say, who gives a shit? It's not about you, it's about me. So in my mind, um, a basic broad is one who, as some folks say, has a poor understanding. She don't understand nothing. Why? Because she's silly. She dumb. She don't get nothing. She's usually rather uneducated, and even the ones who are educated still have really poor comprehension skills. So when you say something to them, they're going to somehow twist around your words into something else that you didn't even say and make it into this big fucking deal. Basic bitches are also the ones that you will see, like you say something to them, you trying to do something, they want to jump out their car and start working their neck and working their finger and get all aggressive and stupid over nothing. Okay, basic is all hell. Basic women are also the ones who copy what everybody else does. They want to do what's in style, what they think, is the popular common thing. They don't have an original thought. They couldn't have one if somebody paid them to have one. They couldn't have one. So those are the people who are basic. They're going to be pretty unoriginal. They're going to adhere to some, strict kind of standards of behavior that they think are right, and they're very easily controlled usually. If you can read somebody as being basic, you can easily get into their head and control them like 9,000. So the basic bras are the ones who usually get really gamed on because they are like cookie cutter products, a dime a dozen, nothing original or striking about them, and guys can run game on them just very, very easily. If this is you, I strongly suggest you listen to this video, listen to what I have to say about what makes you basic, and then start working on yourself to become a little bit better of a person. So let's start with what qualities make a woman basic. I already, ran through those, okay? But now what I wanted to do is talk about some of the ways that those attitudes and those behaviors and those belief systems are manifested in real life. Number one, these are the sisters that you see online, or you even hear them in real life, spouting that stuff about all black males are kings. They kings. We need to uplift and support our king. We need to be there for. We have to be there, help me. We have to be able to stop. I talked about this attitude in a couple of different videos. These women are the ones who never, ever, ever question the origination of such a belief system in themselves. They never look for reciprocation. They feel duty bound to serve men and sacrifice themselves. That is as basic as all hell, because you never ever think that you deserve better. You never think that you deserve better treatment, or that you deserve love, or that you have the right even to ask for what it is that you want from a man. Usually the basic bras are real vocal in a situation with another woman, which I'll be getting into in a little bit. But when it comes to a man, they want to fuss and fight and throw shit about some dumbass shit. But when it comes time to really getting equality and fair treatment in their relationships, they quiet as a church house mouse. Don't say nothing, little mouse squeaking back in the background that you could easily ignore. Okay, number two, qualities of basic. These are the women in their 40s, 50s, sometimes even older than that, I'm embarrassed to say, because we used to see them a lot at this club in Oakland called Sweet Jimmy's back in the 90s and early 2000s before it closed. women who were obviously people's grandmothers, you're old enough to be one, sitting up in this nightclub with spandex on. Okay, now your body hasn't been one to really wear spandex for probably 30 years. But here you are with all them fat rolls, a gut, a flat ass that, has seen way better days, cellulite all over up and down your back and thighs, and upper arms that look like hams, and your ass is in a spandex dress in the club. You got on a blonde wig, or you got that ombre look, trying to look young so you can get you a mane. And I want you to stop doing that. If that is you, you need to dress elegantly, reflective of your age and maturity and your body shape. If you are still dressing like you are, 21 when you used to have a body, then you are basic as all fuck. You need to just calm your ass down somewhere. And a Spanx ain't gonna save you. That is too much meat. Stop doing that to spandex. It's an atrocity. Okay, number 3. You uh wait, what am I saying? Oh yeah, you have this thing about makeup. Yo, you haven't updated your makeup look since the 70s. You still wearing dark lip liner with lip gloss, or dark, black lip liner with red lipstick, or whatever you doing. You draw on your eyebrows. Now, for those of you who have a medical condition where you have to do that, that's one thing. Okay, you're excluded from this conversation. Those of you who did that because you shave off your eyebrows and you too lazy to pluck them and tweeze them, and so you want to just draw them on, you are crazy, and you looking the same you looked in 1973. You need to stop doing that. And really anybody who wears dark lipstick and or lip gloss, and you not at like 12 or 13 years old, there's something wrong with you. You basic. You're basic as all hell. Stop doing that. Those of you who have a baby daddy, you ain't seen nary a wedding ring, no signs of a marriage, nothing. You ain't nothing is like that is happening in your life. But whenever you refer to that nigga that you fucking, suddenly he's magically becomes your husband. No, he's not your husband. He's your baby daddy. That's it. That's all he is. You can come up with some other term for him, but he's not your husband. Stop doing that. Stop trying to elevate his status, and the motherfucker don't deserve it. He ain't nobody's husband. He ain't marched down no aisle, and his name is not on no marriage certificate. And here you are trying to elevate him to that level to try to pretend like you have some kind of commitment to him that you don't have. Who you fooling? Everybody knows. You ain't fooling nobody but yourself. You're perpetrating a fraud. Stop doing that. Now, a big one here. This is a big one. These are basic bras be doing this a lot. Their man cheats, right? The one they was running around talking about is their husband. So he cheats. He does some egregious shit, breaks her heart. He has a baby with some other broad, brings home a disease. Who knows what? They always doing something. So here she come, and instead of getting in his ass and jumping on him and kicking his ass, she instead want to fight the other woman. She want to go call the bitch. She want to look for the bitch. She want to get her girls and roll up on the broad. All this stuff, all this angst and drama. That shit is basic as hell. What's wrong with you? See, this is what I'm talking about. Basic bras don't have much intellect. They don't have much intellect. What you're supposed to do is think about the person who made the commitment to you, and then you go after that individual, because that is the individual that broke your heart, not the other person. And I don't care whether she knew that he had a woman or not. That's irrelevant. He knew he had a woman. He's the one that you sit up there and made this agreement with. You didn't make any contract with her about a relationship, so she didn't violate shit with you. He did it. And that's the only person that you need to be jamming up. But see, not the basic bitch. She gonna run off, be mad at the other broad like she did something wrong. No, she just took an opportunity that your man gave her. And he shouldn't have done that. It's his fault that your heart is hurting. It's his fault that you have a disease. It's his fault that he has a baby with some other bitch. It's all his fault. He did it. So that's who you need to be mad at. Stop being basic. Okay, another thing that basic bras do is when they have a child, whether it's their own or someone else's, because you see this a lot online. Some little kid, they did it when Creflo beat up on his daughter and had her bent over with his dick all in her ass and all this old shit. See, that motherfucker is a pervert. That shit was just foul on so many different levels. What man does that to a 14-year-old girl that has boobs and stuff? Said that I didn't like that whole scenario. That just bothered me. They did the same thing when it comes to any little girl who gets molested, beat, abducted, raped, any of that kind of stuff. Somehow they flip it around to be her fault that she did it. It's her fault that she got molested. She was fast. She shouldn't have been there. She shouldn't have been wearing that. You know how these girls are these days. All this old jealous bitch shit because you are old and all fat and out of shape now. You want to be mad at the young girl for still being young and cute. Well, see, I see through your shit, and that's basic as hell. That's basic, is jealous, and it's just like dumb and heiferish. And I just got to call this shit out because that's what it is. It's shit. Okay, number 7. You sit up there talking about how you take care of your man. You wanna, proclaim that all loudly on social media. Anybody who will listen, you up in church shouting it. You at every gathering in the family. I take care of my man. I fix his plate. I do this and that. I never say no if he wants sex. This and that. Blah 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 blah. Okay, who you think gives a shit? Nobody cares what you do for your nigga. I mean, really? That's personal business. You need to keep that at home. Nobody cares. So when you sitting up there parading it around like it's a big accomplishment that you a slave for some motherfucker, who gives a shit? I mean, that's your concern. You want to do all that, really. But don't think you're gonna get like a round of applause and a cookie and a certificate of accomplishment for that shit. Because as soon as that motherfucker gets tired of you, he's gonna go on to the broad who don't do shit for his ass, and he gonna be grinning like a Cheshire cat, happy as a clam, and serving her. Because that's the way it rolls. They just take advantage of women who do for them. They don't respect you for that. So you really need to stop saying that. I take care of my man. And he ain't your husband, so what the fuck? It's just some nigga you fucking. You really tripping. This one, number 8, this is one that really gets me. Okay, some young girl in their circle turns up pregnant. Now, the young girls, if you pregnant and you want to get an abortion, don't tell anybody. Keep it your secret. You can tell me, because I'm going to help you get to the abortion clinic. But don't tell anybody in your family, because then this is the bullshit that you're going to hear. Well, babies are a blessing. God will make a way. God don't put nothing on us that we can't handle. And in the meantime, all your dreams of education and travel and accomplishment and everything that you could do, like at the speed of light, if you was just traveling alone, that shit goes up in smoke because now you got the weight of this kid holding you down. And yeah, you can still do it. I'm not saying you can't, but I'm just saying it's going to be harder. It's going to be more of a struggle. You're going to have less money. You're going to be broke and struggling. Why would you do that to yourself if you don't have to? You can have a baby later. You can have a baby after you get married. You can have a baby, you can adopt one. I mean, there's all kind of options here. But you don't have to have a baby when you're right in the peak of your life and trying to accomplish something and establish yourself. That's the time for you to focus on yourself, not the time for you to listen to some old dumb bitches that bred like bunny rabbits and now they settle down with a whole bunch of snot-nosed brat-ass kids by 5 different dudes, 5 different babies. Don't listen to them. Don't listen to anything that they got to say. They're going to try to encourage you to keep a kid that's going to weigh you down and saddle you with obligations and responsibilities so that you could be all fucked up like them. Don't listen. Don't listen. Because, see, that's a basic bitch right there. She going to want you to be in the mud hole with her, wallowing like a pig in slop. Don't do that shit. If she had any sense at all, she would be saying, yeah, it would be a smart thing for you to do. Don't make the mistake I did. Let's get you back on track and get you some birth control so you don't make this mistake again. I want you to finish school. I want you to travel the world. I want you to do great things for yourself. And then you have a kid. That's what just what they should be saying to you, but that's not what they say. Number 9. Oh my God, these are the most inspirational quote posting heifers in the world. They don't ever have anything to say. If you notice, you look at their threads, they don't really have any creative thoughts of their own. What they're doing is parroting what other people say. Most of the time they're posting memes of what somebody else said, or they're posting pictures, family pictures or whatever, something like that. But it's very rarely anything of their own creation. So they're talking about TV shows, or they're talking about some music, some rapper or something, or they're posting memes with inspirational quotes, usually featuring God, Jesus, or some issue, karma, or something about doing something for some man, supporting some man, taking care of some man, being there for some man, uplifting some man, feeding some man, something like that. Those are the 4 areas that they would tend to post in. Okay, basic. Number 10, they believe that you should not go looking for evidence of your man cheating. Now, what they want is for you to just trust him. That's their thing. You should just trust him. My thing is this: every woman knows her man. If you've been with him more than a couple of months, you know what he's thinking by the look in his eye or where he breathes. You can tell some shit's going on. Men don't really understand that connection that women have on a spiritual and emotional level to the people that they're attached to. Guys don't understand it because they don't have it. But I try to tell them, like, how do you think a woman can tell by the way her baby coughs or cries or is moving that there's something wrong? The baby can't even talk, but she knows what's wrong. Why do you think that is? That is an innate thing implanted in us by nature. And just like we know about that baby, we know about you too, niggas. So don't even try it. So the woman may not want to do anything about it or may be too afraid to do anything about it, but that doesn't mean that she doesn't know. But that's what's gonna motivate her to look for evidence. And if she looks and she finds some, then that's on you because that means you were doing something that you weren't supposed to be doing. So for the basic broad to say, well, don't look for evidence because then you're gonna find what you're looking for. Okay, you're gonna if he wasn't doing anything, there wouldn't be anything to find. Y'all don't get it. See, right back to where I was talking about the basic bitch with low intellect. If he ain't doing shit, then there will be no evidence of him doing shit. Don't you understand how that works? If she's looking and she don't find nothing, that means either he is like super really good, which most men aren't, or he's actually not doing anything. See? So her looking just cleared up her conscience. It cleared up their relationship. So don't ever tell some woman that bullshit. Like if you looking, don't look, cause then you gonna find what you're looking for. Who is the one who made up that dumb shit? Oh my God, that is just so retarded. But basic bras love to repeat. They love to regurgitate those little colloquialisms like that. I just think that shit is stupid. Okay, number 11, basic broad behaviors. Number 11. These chicks have not picked up a book since high school. And that's if she even graduated. So let's talk about that. You basic, you just like some people go to your house, you don't have no books in your house except maybe the Bible. Maybe your kids, if they're in high school or middle school, have some books from their school for their homework. But as far as what you have as books, what reading materials that you have to educate and expand your mind, even if they came from the library, there's no books in your house. You are a basic bitch. Just basic as all hell. There should be no reason in this world why you are an adult woman with children and there are no books in your house to expand the minds of the young people in that residence. This drives me nuts. Especially, like I said, you can get a library card and get the books for free. You don't have to pay for the books, like on Amazon or anything. You don't have to do it. Just take your kids and go to the library. It can be an outing every week. And y'all go there and sit there. You can rent videos. You can rent DVDs, whatever, books on tape. I mean, all kind of stuff are available at the library. If you get a library card and you take your children, expand their minds. There's no reason in this world why all these black kids are reading below level and their mothers don't read or expose them to any books. All you do is turn on a fucking television and shake your ass to some goddamn music on a stereo. That is bullshit. Y'all need to do better. This is just ridiculous. So that's just some basic bitch shit right there. That's basic as all hell. And then you're making your kids basic too because you're not helping them. Number 12. Your conversation is weak as fuck. You don't have shit to talk about. Talking to you is boring as all hell. After a few conversations, nobody want to talk to you no more. That's why you can't get the man won't even come around because there's nothing for you. You're not stimulating his mind at all. You're basic. Your conversation is weak. All you talk about is some old gossipy shit about your friends. That's why so many women talk about their girlfriend's business because they don't have nothing to talk about. So they want to tell their man the stuff that their girl told them. I talked about this on another video. So if you have a friend like this, ladies, you need to keep your lips shut. Don't be telling her your business because she's going to run and tell her nigga because she don't have shit else to talk to him about and she want to, feel like she's having conversation. So she going to use you as fodder. Don't set yourself up like that. They also want to talk about TV shows. Back in the day, Scandal was the big one. Now it's Housewives or some shit. I don't know. I don't watch none of that shit. Or they talk about movies, or they talk about fashions. They talk about they badass kids, or they talk about the men they screwing, or they talk about what they cooking or eating, or did cook or did eat. They love to talk about rappers, what rappers are doing, who rappers are seeing, who rappers battling each other, what rappers gonna have a baby by somebody else. I mean, again, that's just gossip. And they love to talk about sex. That was pretty much that's the extent of their conversation. No unique ideas, no visions for the future, no plans to nothing. Just basic shit. Just shit that's just regurgitating what somebody else did or what somebody else said. Not anything unique or different. That's basic as all hell. Another way that women are basic, and this can go into two levels. Uh, Level one is slide 13. These are the women that put their life on hold. They don't want to do anything that they're going to perceive as being that will put them in a position where a man might feel intimidated by what they've done. So they keep themselves at like a simmer in life instead of a full boil because they want to feel like if a man comes around, a man now, not any special man, just a dude, period, that he won't feel like she's above him. She's too independent. She's too strong. She's too this, she's accomplished. She's too educated. She's too smart. They don't want to be too. So they just stay, at this level of mediocrity where they feel like men can accept them. And I'm like, why are you doing that to yourself? Because you holding out for a maybe that may not ever show up. And then in the meantime, you're not living your life. You're putting your life on hold based on what you think might come down the pipe. Okay. Then there's the next level, which is slide 14, those women who have accomplished certain levels of success, but they don't want anybody to know because when they meet a dude. So, like, I knew this girl, she was a doctor, right? And her whole family was doctors. And so she was one pediatrician, very nice young lady. And she found, though, that when she was going out with brothers, that if she told them that she was a doctor, they flipped out and didn't want to see her anymore and stuff. So she just started saying that she was a nurse, and they seemed to be able to accept that better. And I told her that she needed to stop dating brothers then. If those are the kind of men that she was feeling like she had to, that she was quote attracting end quote, which another thing I don't believe in. But if she really felt that way, I said then you need to change your circle. And sure enough, she ended up marrying this European dude. I think he was French or something. But anyway, he's a doctor too. And so now she happy and got her little, kids, and she's living her life the way that she should be with a man who appreciates her intellect and her smarts and her accomplishments and how her grind and everything else about her. Plus how, like I said, she's a beautiful girl, just wonderful spirit and all that. But she just was looking for somebody she wanted to get married. She wanted to have a family. And in addition to her, professional career. And she wasn't finding that kind of dude that was accepting of her amongst black men. So she had to get one from somebody else. So her light could shine as bright as she wanted it to be. She was always feeling like she needed to dull her shine to make somebody else feel good. And I'm like, fuck that shit. If my light is too bright for you, then I don't know, put some sunglasses on and just scratch your ass and get glad. Because I'm never going to dull who I am to make you feel better. That's not going to happen. So number 15, as we can get to the end of our list of what basic bitches do. Basic bitches are proud of their ignorance. Oh my God. I cannot tell you how many black women I have met. You start talking about something that's different. It could be something as different as a different kind of food, different kind of cuisine, different cultural habits, whatever. Ooh, you eat that? That could be dog. You don't know what's in that. Or, oh, I don't know nothing about all that. And they say it with the laugh like it's funny. Or they say stuff like, oh, well, I'm afraid of that. You ain't scared? You ain't afraid? No, I'm not, because I'm not a coward like you. I embrace the new and the different. I don't run from it. So that's the kind of stuff I'm talking about. So when you hear any woman say some shit like that, instead, it's like she might not be familiar with it. But the intelligent person's like, really? That sounds really interesting. Or, I don't know if I'd be that brave, but tell me some more about it. Blah, 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 blah. They don't start talking about how scared they are of it and condemning it as being dog and stuff like that. That shit is ignorant as all fuck. Oh my God, who says stuff like that? Really? And then the last part of the ignorance is, and this is like my bonus one that I thought of after the slides were prepared. Because I was walking around the streets of Oakland and I noticed this and I said, oops, I need to make slide 16. Basic bitches are loud as fuck. Did you ever notice that they loud? Just loud. They talk loud about everything. Why do you need to be so loud? They're so unflattering and so uncouth. Who you trying to tell the person you're talking to is 2 feet from you, and you shouting loud enough that people a block away could hear you? What the fuck is wrong with you? Shut up. Lower your goddamn voice. Nobody need to hear all that. And then the bitches got these old gravelly voices and sounding like men and shit, talking all loud. Stop doing that. That's just such a hood rat thing to do. It's just nasty. Nobody needs to hear you speaking at full volume. You sound like you argue at every word that comes out of your mouth. That's just so hood rat. It's just disgusting. Calm your fuck down. Stop doing that. Talk in a normal tone of voice to people. If you're mad, you have an argument, yeah, then you yell. But you don't need to yell. I mean, everything that you say is at peak volume. And I mean, it just like it becomes irritating. You can't even live in an apartment with somebody because they hear every word you say because your ass is loud as fuck, and it's disturbing your neighbors. Stop doing that. So these are my comments on what I think is part of the problem with being a basic bitch. And like I said, the difference in behaviors between the basic bitch in black and the basic bitch in white are quite I mean, like extremely different. They're talking about stuff like she go to Starbucks and she wears UGG boots. I mean, okay, and I mean, so what? I mean, that's nothing. When I'm talking about sisters, y'all need to do better. This is just some crazy stuff that's going on, and I'm not seeing how this is going to benefit you in any way, shape, or form. I'm also not seeing how these behaviors and these attitudes are going to benefit the generations underneath us. Y'all are mothers. You need to get your act together and stop behaving like this around your kids. It's definitely not endearing you to them. It's not endearing you to women. It's not endearing you to the community. You look like a fool. Educate your mind, grow up, and act like you have some goddamn sense. This is Deb Cooper from survivingdating.com signing out.